are having their tasteful tuna supper, and of course I think Finn finished first. He really likes his food, and Agita is eating here separately, of course, in the dining room. She won't eat in the same room as her brothers. And I'm cooking my own vegetarian kheema gobi. So it's beyond. It's not impossible. It's beyond meat, ground beef, not really beef, with cauliflowers and some frozen beans and lots and lots of chili peppers and tomatoes. So I'm just going to eat with instant rice and some pita bread and the skyr yogurt. And I use the skyr yogurt. It's a little bit more like sour cream than yogurt, but it's quite good actually. It's a little like the Oikos yogurt. So I'm gonna have that. I'm gonna have that raita of that. Well, basically, I'm just gonna put yogurt on my plate and call it raita. So that's going to be my supper while watching. I don't know what's on. So this is actually just after I posted the latest podcast. I said I was going to cook a vegetarian kheema gobi, and that's what I've just done. And now I'm just going to eat, watch TV, spend time with the kids, read. So anyway, maybe tomorrow I'll get into a little tidying. Anyway, bye for now from the four of us. This will be the start of the next podcast. I seem to be posting them every Sunday now. Anyway, bye for now from the four of us. Good morning, everybody. We get to put the babies there, and that cat bed was just on the floor in the living room and nobody was using it. So I moved it here, and babies seem to like it. So one is on Agita's cat bed, which Agita uses when the babies are not using it. So we get to, and Agita is right there on my new cat condo, just about to see her. So you know what? I have to move that. Not now, but I have to move that one over a bit so that I can see more of her when I'm lying in bed. Okay, and she's facing this way, so she knows that we're here. So it's everybody's. This is I count this as family togetherness time. Everyone's sort of in sight nearby, and so I'm not sure what I'm going to do today. I get up, do a journal entry, feed the kids, maybe go out for lunch, and come back, try to do a little writing. Reading, possibly tidying. That's optional. But hello, everybody. It's still the day after I posted the most recent podcast, and I've come out for lunch at an Indian place in Bloor West Village. It's in the basement. It's a nice place, and they have a very good lunch thali. Food has arrived, and I asked green chilies, but he's like going, I can make you an onion salad. And I said, I just want something to spice it up, a hot sauce. So he brought a hot sauce, which is kind of like an Indian version of Tabasco. But, it's got a tiny, tiny kick. It will probably be burning most people's mouths off, but it's got a tiny, tiny kick for me. Food is good. Palak paneer, chana, raita. I made my own raita last night with the Finnish, Icelandic, whatever yogurt. I just put a little bit of chilies in it and some cayenne pepper. And that was my raita, So this was green stuff and whatever. And the naan, I haven't even tasted it yet, but it looks very good, very fresh. Food is really good. They even give you, I didn't even notice they were kind of hiding with the naans, but they even give you a couple of mini veg samosas. Nice and hot, very nice, And my only complaint is the hot sauce isn't hot enough, but I did some shopping at No Frills, and I came back, I parked the car, I was walking along the hall, and it's a drip. I'm surprised people haven't already arrived to take care of this. This is quite a leak there. They're changing all the carpets, eventually. They started on the 43rd floor, but, still, this is going to be a bit of a mess. It's leaking quite a bit. Not a good sign. Anyway, to the kids. Bye for now. Just got back. Agita was nicely settled on her bed, but she just got up. So she's coming. Everybody's coming. One of the babies is there. And I just saw the other baby also. There. So you got one baby here. One baby here. and Agita there. Just gonna put away my shopping, no frills, and we got to take out leftover food from the restaurant. There's some more pitas and some mushrooms and some biscuits and stuff like that. I see that there's a couple of wet spots in here at all, and I dried it up. It doesn't seem to be coming from the ceiling. I don't see any dripping, so I have no idea. And there's another one there by the bathroom, so I'm wondering if, maybe I spilled the water when he was taking it. But I've spilled that much, and how did it get there? So I don't know, and I don't see anything in the ceiling. Just going to keep an eye, and I think they're taking care of the stuff out. They're vacuuming up the water from the floor, and they will be fixing it soon, I'm sure. Must be a leak in the pipes or something. But I don't see anything here, so I have no idea what's going on. Of course, the kids are also investigating and helping me figure out what's happening here. So for now, I just mop that out. I just soak that up with a towel and put a mat on it. So anyway, always something. Just, as soon as I start taping Winnie the Pooh's gets up, we had all three on adjacent cat corners. I've just been, relaxing, a little tidying, very, very basic. And then, been replying to a friend's email and just, going to make a journal entry and spend. I'm not going to try to do other writing. Good morning, everybody. We've got both the babies here. And we've got Agita here. And I think one or two of the babies were on the bed with me during the night. Everything's fine. I showed you a little bit of the flooding in the hallway, and the outside hallway when I came back. And I came inside and everything is fine. And then I think I showed there was a couple of wet patches here. There's like a wet patch there. I put a mat on it. It's drying up, I'll dry it more with towels today. And then there's another wet patch there. By the litter box. It's like a big wet patch, and it's not cat pee. It's just water. So I'm like, and I check my emails later, and there's an email from the corporation, from the building, that apparently there's been flooding, and the 4 or 5 floors from 15 to 24 or something like that, and certain suites. So the 07s, 09s. 06s, whatever, and ours is one of those. So I'm like, it's in that range. So I'm like, Now, my only thing is, the one in the hall, you could see the water was leaking. And in today's email, they say, you should check, keep checking for the next few weeks in case, check your walls, check your ceilings. But the odd thing here is it didn't drip from the ceiling. So they say it's flooding. It's like, and the several suites is affected. So I don't know if it's burst pipes, so I'm going to have to talk to management people. But it's not from the ceiling. It's not there. So somehow it's come up from underneath. But why only 2 spots? That's kind of odd. Just there and there. And then I'm going to, what if I call the people? And then they're willing to change it to the level that it was, they say if you've upgraded, so if you've gone from carpeting to hardwood, then your insurance company would have to pay the difference. But they will cover the, the replacement of, the finish that was original. And these are the original carpets from 20 years ago. Never replaced them. I'll replace them once, but it's exactly the same as the ones that were, from when the building was brand new. So I think we replaced them 15 years ago. The buildings are probably 30 years now. So anyway, the only thing is, if it's only 2 spots, is it really worth it? They'll have to come in and very disruptive to the kids. And even if they come to check, it's kind of disruptive to the kids, and I have to move the litter boxes, and the place is such a mess. It's like, So if it's only those 2 spots, and if I could dry them myself, I'll probably do it, if they're still wet. And I'm still a mystery. How did it only 2 spots? How did the water come up from underneath? If it dripped, I would have understood it. But, and it's a few hours later, and I fed the kids, and then I had my own, cheese and bun. And I've just been sitting there on the sofa checking quote news and quote on the phone. Must be junk. But anyway, so I was checking stuff, just kind of basically wasting time, and trying to postpone trying to clean up a little bit there before I talk to the building people. And look at this. All 3 are very nice. At this point, another reason not to try cleaning up the stuff. It's still a bit wet. But you know what? I think it's drying. I still don't understand how there's only 2 spots of water in the entire room, and that too, it hasn't come from the ceiling. It's just still a bit wet. You know what? Might not need to do anything, but still, I think I should really, tidy up there a little bit. Remove those little boxes temporarily, just put them over there, and get, and have somebody from the building just come to take a quick look. If it's going to spread, I don't want, as far as I can tell, it's all dry here. It's just those 2 spots, but I should really, since it's a building problem, I should actually show it to them. So, okay, so this is, this is what's happening. I did kind of tell the building people. I talked to the, building manager, and he sent up the damaged people. This is a company that deals with, aftermath of flooding and fire. And I had a very similar company out in the house when I had the flooding there. So they've come, and he saw the 2 patches, and he goes, yeah, the water went underneath, and it's just the way the water was running. And he checked, it's only that 1 spot, lifted up the chair, and it's dry under the chair. Now this one, he was going to cut up the whole thing, and it's a mess because there was little boxes over there. And I removed them beforehand. But he was going to cut that and remove the underpadding. And then I said about replacing it. Then we'd have to probably replace the whole carpeting, and you'd have to go through the building people, and moving the furniture, and then also, whether they would, because some of this is my fault because I had the litter box and I had so I'm like, I didn't just want to, I would rather, he said if you want, we can just dry it. He said, we'll just dry it now. We'll put the thingies. Now this is a dehumidifier, I think. Yeah, okay. So this is a dehumidifier. These are the fans. So, they didn't plug it in. What's going on? Okay. Maybe I should just check. 1 second. Okay, it turns out that they'd forgotten to plug in the 3rd fan, So a guy came back and, moved everything out so the kids will have to, get used to it, but they'll figure out. Everybody freaked out a bit, including me, Look at this, look at disaster zone, look at, and the paintings, my parents' paintings are like flying about with all the wind, So, they put one there. This is a dehumidifier, and there's a tube with the water going into the sink there. And that's where the disaster of the litter box was, all the litter that had come out got wet and it turned into mud. But they've got so he plugged in, the guy came back up and plugged it in. Now we'll have to see. We might have to talk to he's going to check it on Friday with his meter. And if it's still wet, then he will have to remove that whole section and dry it, And then I will have to talk to the building people as a separate thing. These are the damage control people, equivalent to the company that came to my house, out there. So they do damage control, basically, floods and fires. So, anyway, kids are all freaked out. I'm all freaked out. But, yes, of course, there's so everybody, Agita is taking it better than anyone else. She's just like going, just give me my cat condo in the middle of these huge fans, and the babies are like going, what is going on here? It's just a little flooding disaster, sweetie. It's like big fans, but we're okay. We just can't use that room because they sprayed some shit on the carpeting, and he goes, oh, it's organic, but he says, I had to reset the food here rather than in the bedroom. But, obviously all the stress made one of the babies hungry. The other one's like, yeah, I'm stressed out too. The big fans and people coming in, we can't go into our bedroom. Our litter boxes have moved. And it's like, for them, this is drama. Minor drama, but it's yes, sweetheart. Agita is more used to because she moved around with me before, and she used to go to the house regularly, and there was more drama when but these ones, but they're so confident that they're fine. They're like, okay, it's just a little minor disaster, but everything's fine. We'll just eat. We'll eat and we'll be fine. Good morning, everybody, and we've got everybody very nicely settled here. So we get baby there. Agita and her favorite pile of blankets. On baby there. They have been using these cat condos too, but you know, they were a little curious about this room, but they won't go in because, and I keep the door shut anyway, and we've just moved the litter boxes and everything out here, you know. And this thing is still, those things are like, you know, flapping away. It's completely dry. I'm walking on it there without slippers or anything, and it's completely dry. I think they're going to come check today, and that's a bit of a mess, but that was a bit of a mess already anyway. So, but it's dry. Completely. I'm gonna take off my shoe. Yeah. Now, whether it's dry underneath, my shoe is blowing away. But yeah, they're kind of loud. But I think that should have done it. So they'll probably come and check today. And if not, I think they're going to leave these things until Friday. But it's okay. We've adjusted. We've got, you know, we got the other bedroom. And kids were kind of curious, you know, but they don't want to go in anyway with all that noise. And I think the baby slept on the bed with me at night as usual, and Agita was in one of the perches, or I think she was on my spot. She likes to sleep here at night on my spot. So anyway, a little bit of drama. You know, a text from my friend going, you know, about the drama and how, you know, it's nice that the kids are resilient. And yes, we've completely adjusted, you know, we've completely adjusted. So that's, you know, and as I said, it's a very minor flooding compared to what happened at my house, and two little wet patches, you know. And I talked to my contractor out there today about this and about that. He's still moving, but it's going slowly, and there's problems with the furnace out there. Even though I haven't used the house in 5 years, we've had problems with the furnace, and it was a new furnace. But, you know, whether it's going to be covered under warranty. And so all of that, that's the usual stuff. But so far, so good. I mean, you know, 7 weeks and counting, and all these little distractions. And the biggest push is, of course, as I keep saying, without a doubt, the kids. And you know, it's just nice that, you know, we've kind of been dealing with this little crisis as a family. You know, we've all adjusted nicely. Anyway, bye for now. Bye for now. Good morning, everybody. We get Agita sitting in my spot, so I'm sitting over here on the sofa. We got one baby there, and the other baby is here, on this side of the blanket. There, it's going that way. So we got everybody here in the living room, and we had some very, very nice family time in the morning. With both the babies came and cuddled with me very nicely, and Agita was sitting here on my spot. So then I fed them. They enjoyed Tiki Cat for a change. They had gone off it, but they liked their moose today. So so Agita has been, you know, trying to tell me something. I'm not sure what, really. You know, maybe she's. I think she might be complaining about the bedroom being, you know, not being of access, the master bedroom. But she's been saying something. She's sitting very nicely, and you know, yes, of course. You can't actually hand touch. Yes, if you try to hand touch her. Yes, okay. Yes, as I've shown before, she's okay with foot petting. But if I stand up on the sofa and try to pet her with my foot, I don't think she would like that. So, but she is saying something, you know. You say that you love your brothers now? I'm not sure that's exactly. Your brothers love you, you know. They do. So the babies were cuddling with me very nicely in the bed in the morning, and then I think this is being very affectionate for Agita. She's saying something, she's talking without hissing and you know, snarling, unless I try to help her. Yes, only if I try to touch her. Then this is almost, yeah. Okay, sweetie. Okay, I'm not going. Daddy's just teasing you. I'm just teasing you. You don't want to be petted by hand. I won't pet you by hand. You allow foot petting in the kitchen. Fine. So this is my family. It makes me very, very happy. You know. And yesterday I did do some writing. So I kind of got back to some of the material that I, you know, working on and off about the cravings, about the past binges, and some of the underlying issues. And I think that kind of it kind of raised some stuff that there was a bit of pull. There was a sort of strong pull last night, but it was okay. I mean, it comes and goes. And the fact that the babies came and cuddled this morning, and Agita is being, I think, sort of friendly. Okay, you know what? She wants to be foot petted. She's actually coming to drink water because now the water is in the kitchen because, that room is still... They're supposed to be coming today. That's okay, that's fine. It's on the new cat condo. That's really good. But I think that the people are coming today to check the carpets, and if it's completely dry, I think it's completely dry. It feels very dry to me. So they're going to come and check today, and if it's completely dry, they're going to have a little meter. And these have been on for like 48 hours. It's very kind of warmish in here because it's not exactly warm air, but it's not cold air either. There is some, but the carpet feels very dry to me, and that's a heavy duty, dehumidifier. We've got the two big fans. Been on for 48 hours. It feels very dry to me. So as long as the meter shows that the carpets are dry, they'll probably remove the fans, and I'm not going to worry about the dirty carpeting. That was already pretty much there, so I'm not going to try to get that replaced through corporation or insurance or anything like that. It's just not worth it. So that's what's been happening. All is good. I did have hope, but then also yesterday I binged watched kind of a I think it was Yellowstone, sort of a soap opera on what I don't know. Kind of a mix between Dallas, was a TV soap opera from many years ago, which I didn't actually watch, but I knew about. And then I did watch some of Sons of Anarchy, about a biker gang. The kind of a Netflix series. No, it was not. It was AMC. It was one of those. But it was. But this one feels like a kind of a. It's like Dallas, but with sex and drugs and violence. So it's kind of a. Which the Sons of Anarchy had. So I've been watching it. It's a kind of mindless viewing, but it's sort of well done. It's sort of a semi-western for a soap opera. It's actually okay. So I was watching that. So anyway, and then there was some pull, but it was okay. I mean, So hey, look, everybody's here. The whole family. Let's take a family picture. Okay. Anyway, bye for now. Yeah, this is quite something, isn't it? So we got one baby there. We got Agita there. We got the other baby there. And the other baby is actually on the bed that Agita likes. But instead of hissing at him and hitting him and trying to get him to move, she just settled there. Which is quite amazing for Agita. So anyway, I'm waiting for the people to come and, they were supposed to come today to remove the fans, to check and remove the fans. So it's about 3. They'll probably come, if not tomorrow. So in the meanwhile, I'm just working on journal entries and stuff like that. Might try to do a little writing. So far so good. It's kind of, Good morning, everybody. And both the babies very nicely cuddled next to me for almost an hour. Particularly this one. And the other one was cuddled with him, and then he moved down there. And this one was cuddled with me for almost an hour. And purring, and was petting him, and then Agita's there. So we've all had, this is very much next level family time, And yes, the biggest pushes I can imagine. Now, all is well, except the only thing that is, kind of is now my left eye. Remember, I was starting to have problems with that before, and I had put some antibiotic as a preemptive measure, but it's starting to, and this one is sort of coming back too, so I don't know, I think I might have to get an appointment with an ophthalmologist eventually, but for now, I'm just putting the drops back in. So I started last night, so I'm starting with this one. So I'm going to concentrate on putting the drops back to this, and then I might have to see my doctor about, why is the infection coming back. So that's it. But other than that, compared to everything else, that's relatively minor. So, so anyway, I'm going to go put some drops, and hopefully they're going to come today and remove the fans. Hello, everybody. There's Agita, and there's one baby, and the other baby is there. So the people came just a few minutes ago, and I didn't go to bed till like 5 o'clock in the morning because I was binge watching Yellowstone, and I got up earlier, gave the kids some dry food, and then went back to bed. And the babies were sleeping very nicely on the bed with me, very, very nicely cuddling. And Agita was there, and there was like the biggest pushes imaginable. And so, it's about 12:30, and hear the knocking at the door, and I know what it is, and it's them. So I get up, and I open the door, and remove one of the litter boxes from the hall so they can get through and stuff. So, and they came, and they checked with the meter, and everything's completely dry. So it was one building maintenance guy and a couple of guys from the, possibly, the owner from the damage control company, So they come, and they check, and then they pick up the fans, and they're commenting on it. It's like, oh, a lot of cats. Like, oh, no, not that many. I don't think there's a cat limit here, but still, it's probably better. I'm not sure. I'd rather not mention exactly how many. So, and then they're like going, oh, you can't read. And I go, I read, and I said, I am a former prof, and I do podcasts, and the Nutty Prof, and he's like, oh, you can do a podcast about this, and I go, I'm doing it. It's already been done. I have all the 50 viewers. I didn't say that part, but I go, so I don't have a lot of viewers, but I have. There is going to be a podcast about this, and all the daily things. And I left out the real, emphasis of the podcast is addiction and cats. And cats, I think I mentioned cats. So anyway, now what I've done is I put the kind of towels here. They, like I said, they sprayed something. When they put the fans, they sprayed something. I forgot to ask today. He had said before, he said it's not toxic, it's some organic shit. And it's completely dry now. Whatever, it's like bone dry. Those things were on for the last, 60 hours. So, but just to be on the safe side for now, for the next, at least day or two, I'm going to just keep the towel here, the towel there. And I put one litter box back, and the other litter box I'll leave in the hall for now. Okay, everybody's checking out, including Agita. Everybody's checking out the room, so I'm going to sit here too, just so that we, the four of us cats, reacclimatize to it. If I had said, yeah, there are 4 cats, I can't consider myself a cat. I think of myself as a cat, so there's 4 of us. I thought I really was nuts, which I had. I'm the nutty professor. Anyway, bye for now. Just got back. Agita's there. Both the babies were on perches when I came in, and one is still there. One baby's there, and then the other baby has come here. Is in the dining room. There's the baby. Where's the baby? There's the baby under the chair. There. So we got the 2 babies, Agita and myself, were all home. And I went out. I was thinking of eating out, but instead I just got a pizza. I got a plant-based chorizo pizza. And I can add some of my own mushrooms and chili peppers. And then I got a whole bunch of there's a pet value in that plaza rather than pet smart. And Lcee is being very fussy again. So I got, at one time, they used to like this Veruva. And they had like a special 12 for $15 or something like that. So I got all kinds of shrimp and tuna and seafood and flavors. So let's see if they like it. Particularly Lcee. The other 2, Finn and Agita, they're not fussy. They'll eat pretty much any wet food. But Lcee is my finicky kid now. The kids seem to like this. Finn has already finished and licked his bowl, and Lcee, the fussy one, is eating. They seem to like this Veruva BFF pouches, and I've also got cans, the same kind of flavors. They're licking the bowls clean, so I think they like this. Anyway, had a good night. I've been binge watching that soap opera western thingy, whatever it is, Wyoming, Montana, Yellowstone. It was something like that. Yeah, Yellowstone. It's pretty awful, but it's I guess it's kind of addictive. It's just so so cheesy and and mindless and kind of just repetitive. That once I started watching, it's kind of hard to stop. So kind of got addicted to it. Which, as I said, it's better than being addicted to other things. It's a lot cheaper and safer. So I just binge watch the thing all night while eating pizza and spending time with the kids. The kids sleeping in the other various favorite spots. So it's not the worst news. I would prefer to be binge reading as I normally do, but binge watching. A cheesy Netflix series works. So I've been doing that. And the eye is still not great. It's that one. I'm putting the so it's getting a gunky thing on the side. I'm putting the I'm gonna put my dextrose now, so I might have to show it to an actual doctor. Why is the infection keeping on coming back? But it's now the next day, so it's actually a full week since I posted the last podcast. And last couple of days, I've just basically been shut in with the kids watching a really cheesy, I think I've named it already, Yellowstone, of all series for the Nutty Professor to watch. It's kind of funny. It's got no cats in it whatsoever. There's a lot of horses and, cowboys and, dogs. Just not but I just started watching it. It was just kind of so cheesy. And so, I just kind of got a little bit into it. So, but I finished all the seasons that are readily available. I just kind of binge watched, of all things, I mean, I should binge watch Sandman or something instead of watching that. But anyway, I did. It kept me busy it kept me kind of occupied and just stayed in and just was a little kind of it's kind of a little staycation, I guess, watching a show that I would normally never watch. So and then just lots of time with the kids and the door. I'm keeping the door to that bedroom open now. I put a rug there. It's completely dry, but so just spending time with the kids, binge watching a bad show, and now I'm just working on journal entry and going to go out brunch, shopping, back to the kids, and try to get back into my routines: writing, reading, podcasts, pull, little bits of pull. It's been minimal because I've just been so busy watching garbagey show, but but it's been little bits, but not too bad. So there we are. 8 weeks clear. Actually, I think tomorrow. Anyway, bye for now. I'm now going to do my entry, go out for brunch. I don't know if I'll go to the same place as somewhere else. We'll figure it out, and then I didn't post. Okay, bye for now. Got a lot of material here. Hello, everybody. I'm here at that Italian restaurant just down the road. You can see the building over there, where I've come for the last couple of weekends, because I really, really like their florent and particularly their hot sauce. I love that hot sauce. So, habaneros. So, and then the first time I came back after some time, a couple of weeks ago, I had a chat with the server about because she was a psych major. So I ended up talking about psychology, and then I said I do podcasts, and gave her the card for the link to Nutty Professor website. And last week when I came, she wasn't my server. She was working inside. I was outside. But I talked to her on the way out, and she said she's seen the podcasts and liked them. So today, she's working in this area, but I've got a different server. However, she came to say hi. And we had a nice long chat about hot sauces, which hot sauces we recommend and why I like this one, So, and she's seen the podcast, she likes them. She goes, oh, there were some funny lines, and I wrote them down. Actually, my friends sometimes do that too, and tell me what. And I said, any feedback will be appreciated. She said, I don't have my phone, but next time I see you, I'll tell you what the parts that I found funny. So I'm like, okay, great. So I'm pretty sure if I see her again before I leave, I will check with her, but I'm pretty sure she was my 50th subscriber. Too much of a coincidence. By talking to her a couple of weeks ago, and then I go from 49 to 50. Actually to 51. So maybe she's got her partner to sign up as well. I don't know. So anyway, so that's what's happening. It's very good. It's work. I told her that I used to go to a place down there regularly before the pandemic. But they don't have brunch anymore. It's just lunch. And they used to have really good chili oil. They still have it, but they bring you a little thing now. They don't bring you the whole container anymore. So I've kind of switched. This is my weekend place. Anyway, bye for now. Hello, everybody. There's one baby there. There's another baby there eating dry food. And Agita is here. He's been moving around. After my previous taping of footage at the restaurant, I did a little shopping at the drug mart. And then I came home. I spent a bit of time with the kids. And then I headed out again. Took the other car and to go to Sobeys to do some shopping, grocery shopping, and I had to go to the Pet Value again because they seem to like this BFF food. So when I was heading out, I ran into a neighbor from the other wing who I might have seen once or twice, never talked to her, older lady, and we're talking about the flooding, and her condo wasn't affected because they're in the other wing. Their condo wasn't affected, but mine. We're talking about how I had a couple of minor spots, wet spots. So we're talking about all of that, and somehow I was just standing in the hall. The conversation drifted to birth order. I didn't talk about birth ordering cats, but they've got 3 grown-up children. So we're talking about birth order, the oldest, middle, youngest, and myself as the only, all of that stuff, And, I did end up mentioning that I do podcasts, but didn't mention, mostly about addiction and cats. Kind of left that part out, But I do talk about other things, such as birth order from time to time. So, but, birth ordering cats. But, we've got my twins, and we've got the oldest here. So, we're talking about all of this. And, when I mentioned that I do podcasts, and I said there is another Jungian, sort of semi-influenced by Jung, former psych prof, who does podcasts and who's very famous. Of course she heard of him. The whole world has heard of him. And she goes, oh, I'm not really interested in politics. And I go, neither really am I. I just don't like his politics. I don't like the way he presents them. But I just, I think I said in the previous podcast, fuck the right, fuck the left, fuck the middle. All politics. Only politics would be cat politics. And that too, cat politics particularly of our family, our own birth order dynamics, which is actually going quite well here, We've got everybody getting along. So, on the whole, an okay week. There was the flooding, such as it was, a bit of a distraction. There were some pulls. A couple of times during the week, it pulled. Not at the most intense level. I was busy with the flooding thing, and with the kids, and with reading, and then with watching that cheesy soap opera Western thingy. Not at all my normal taste. I don't like Westerns. I don't like cattle. I don't eat cows. I don't like horses. There are dogs in that show. There's melodrama. The plot is like that of an Indian movie, except instead of Indian songs, they're like country Western songs, and I hate country Western music. So, but the fact I watched it once I started, that thing was like crack of a streaming world, Netflix Prime, So it was like, once I started, I just couldn't stop. But, as I said, a lot safer and cheaper than other kinds of addictions. So, need it, 8 weeks clear today, just going to keep going day by day. At least the flooding thing is over. And that addiction, that particular, the Yellowstone thing, that's over. And I'm not watching any more episodes because I've run out of Netflix, and I'm not, subscribing to another network so I can watch the next season. So that's taken care of that. And I'm just going to go day by day. I'm going to now edit and post. So I'll either post tonight or I'll post tomorrow. So 8 weeks clear, even though we're not counting, but we're counting. It's 2 months. 2 months today. So from the 4 of us. So from 1 baby, 2 baby, 1 baby, 2 baby, and Agita. And myself, the nuttiest of professors. Don't think there's any contest there. From the nuttiest of professors and from my 3 kids. Bye for now. See you next podcast.